Hi.
Yeah.
And today, I'll be reviewing London, Ontario. City of lights. City of magic.
Don't say that London's mortal.
Yes, I will. You know, it's the only city you get to go to in this area. London is pretty much the only city in this area. Everything else is like Woodstock or Stratford. A sandwich shop and a theater and a head shop. They call that a town. St. Thomas, where a circus elephant was killed. That's that nearby town's claim to fame. You go too far, you get to Sarnia. You don't want to be in Sarnia.
No one wants to be in Sarnia.
Like, this is what an apartment in London looks like. This is it, basically. They're all like this.
Everyone has a Casey too.
And this is what London's economy has brought us to. Skeletons and couches and not actual couches. Couch doesn't even have a couch on it. Now what they did was they got really thin bricks, but they used more. Now the stairwell both goes up and down. Both options. Elevators.
Well, look at how fucking old and disgusting that garbage can is.
That's the average London garbage can.
What about trees?
Good point. London is known as the Forest City, whereas Hamilton, where I am from, is called Steel Town, Hammer City, Steel City, you know, something shitty like that refers to the fact that they make metal. So that's what we do in Hamilton, is we fucking destroy the earth and pour it into the lake. And in London, they celebrate the fact that they still have some trees left that aren't, you know, like planted. If you want to go to London and you're in Hamilton, you have to drive past Brantford. Like, you don't necessarily have to go into it, but you have to, like, you see the sign that says Brantford. You look on the other side of the highway, you're just like, oh, fuck.
And you can't just not look while you're driving.
No, you can't. Now, I need to show you something really important, if you can come with me. This is my bedroom in London.
You got some paint, you got some fucking
some
art. This really cool modern chair.
There's a roll of toilet paper in my bedroom. You can roll it and unroll it as you please. This sink, running water.
Probably not here.
This is all you need. That's the one thing about getting an apartment in London. Like, you never know. You're just gonna come out of the bathroom or something, snake on your shoulders. I mean, there are poisonous bathroom snakes in London. This is just not one of them.
Are there any house hippos in London?
I haven't seen any. Have you ever had a house hippo problem?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well.
Just check your closet.
I don't see any house hippos.
No.
This is a cat in London. That's Jack the cat. Now the main difference is the cats in London have these things hanging off.
Yeah, what is this?
They're posteriors. They grow to about this size. They freak out. Up and down. A lot of the time, London will also have like a closet like this. Now you gotta just accept that. If you look down, you'll see the London public pool. That's the one. Like, if you live in London and you want to go swimming, there you go. It's frozen right now. You are allowed to barbecue in London. You're allowed to own a grill and operate a grill. Bylaws. That's the city of London. Yeah, there's more than just here. London, it's a city just like most other cities, except this one is named after another city, and it isn't that city. Some people thought that London, Ontario was just a remake of London, England.
Not even a sequel? Not even a reimagining?
It is more of a reimagine. It's like a reboot. Okay. Like, they got to the new world and they were just like, let's
do
fresh.
London again.
Let's new characters.
Okay.
We're not even gonna like maybe we have the odd tribute to the original London, but for the most part, it is an original and unique city.
Series city.
Whatever. So London. London is cold as shit. But yeah, is their mayor any good?
No.
It's flat. That's the thing about it too. There's no escarpment in London. I'm used to that whole like divide, you know? Hamilton creates dramatic levels. There's a Denny's in London, one of the only Denny's in Canada. It sucks a lot. It's terrible. We would show you more of the city, but I was told we would have been robbed, beaten, blinded, strangled, and partially regurgitated for our camera, so I decided instead of doing that we wouldn't. In London, you gotta defend yourself, right? Sword ownership is a must. There's actually a sword shop in London every 2 blocks. That's one of the holdovers from London, England, is that they still use swords, just like English police officers. say Brandon here was coming at me, like pretend like you're coming at me. What? I would like chop off his arm like that. His arm would separate here at the wrist, fly off in a direction, blood would spray in his face, blinding him effectively. I would hit him in the scrotum with the butt end of the sword, fracturing it down, separating the left testicle from the scrotum and down the leg, rolling down the pants leg, just and then just make a little incision here so he bleeds out slowly. Maybe a little bit of his gut would come out there. And he's already blind from that and he has no arm, so he's already kind of in shock, and one of his balls is off. But, you know, remember, they're dangerous. So don't play with swords or pretend that they're fun. Know that they're fun.
Hey Ollie, what are you drinking in London?
What are you drinking in London, Ollie? Fiji.
Cayman Islands water. What do I give London? I guess if I had to give London, maybe like a 63%.
What is London on the Def Leppard scale?
It is just pour some. Whatever my rating is, that stands. If I could sum up London in one word, it'd be London.